Strong. I love the way. On the surfboard emergency. Ain't worried, they ain't notice me. Strong. Gotta get paid. Go on till I'm 6 feet. I'm talking full on repeat. I ride the way. Common surfboard emergency. Ain't worried, they ain't notice me. Strong. Gotta get paid. Go on till I'm 6 feet. I'm talking full on repeat. Strong, full on repeat, gotta count up and a pin down. Picture going about 100 miles. Gotta look, can't miss now. Standing tall, ready, always on go. Taking me to pin town. PO said slow down, so I come away and I skip town. 16, we gon' come to age, there's 12 jurors in a mistrial. They seen I was under pace, said 2 wide, no 10 tile. I need like a man, even if your eyes don't dare to. Touchdown like I had a 6 with a shimmy, nigga, that's a powerful. Don't be worried about what strong do. Do you and I'm a do I. Third boy got a paint job with a clip coat and the fall guy. Your girlfriend needed to the beat, I was fresh meat, no big five. Give me win and Beyonce, put a ring on it in the lunch line. Head coach and I'm on the court. Referee and I'm shooting 3. Put sweat in it 2 degrees. So my water, I can barely breathe. Kelly Slater with the board flip. Push it up when the chords hit. Violins in a bell tip. Open up, let me splash it. Around the world. On the surfboard emergency. Ain't worried, they ain't notice me. Strong, gotta get paid. Go on till I'm 6 feet. I'm pocket full on repeat. All right, on the surfboard emergency. Ain't worried, they ain't notice me. Strong, gotta get paid. Go on till I'm 6 feet. I'm pocket full on repeat. Strike, second round of the fight, something ain't right. Gotta do my work. Walking through the air, no night flight. There was some people. Got one life to live, and I put 15 on roll. Hit the ground, walking very fast. The Usain Bolt. Don't like 2 finger signs so far, I can't be caught. 9 is crunch time, and I send it home like a walk-off. AMG on steroid, get the flex muscle with a nightmare. Coming full force, no water, just no, I don't fight fair. Took flight, no flight fair. Hot rounds out of hot barrel. Put the mic in the head, lock until the tap, 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 tap there. Short LCPR. What the hell are he weak for? To go to the water, let him up. Time for you a lifeguard. I'm my own damn lifeguard. Been dance with a wrist sharp. Light show me it once hard. Get skatebooks and I count cards. Play my hand for the W. Time told about who is who. They be on that who is who. I'm on the surfboard. I'm coming to Sprout.
What's up? What's up? This is your boy, Mr. Know-It-All, and I'm here with the lovely Miss Bella, ready to get the show started. And tell them what we talking about tonight and all that good stuff.
Well, hello, happy Tuesday. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to Marcus Honeysucker on YouTube and Mr. Know-It-All on Facebook. If you want to send him some love, there's the information. It's scrolling now across the bottom of the screen. But one other thing, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It doesn't cost a thing. But getting started on this subject tonight, we want to talk about what does the man of the house mean? Are men like leaders anymore? And why not? So we're trying to help men understand a role of a leader of a household and where you need to be.
This right here gonna be a doozy. I'm up for it, but this gonna be a doozy. Because you know, I've been talking to men lately, and a lot of men feel like they can be king of a castle, but they can't really be king of their household. And
Well, where's the castle?
Sound like sometimes the castle is in the garage, in the man cave, away from the house, at the partner crib. Or, I mean, there's a castle all over the place, but it seems like where it should be is not being. I was talking to my cuz the other night, and I was listening to him tell me how he pay all the bills, he done paid the bills up this month, next month, and all that, and the wife don't do nothing but fuss, fuss, and more fuss about anything, just picking arguments, and I think it's being harder and harder for men to feel like um, that the women that they care for so deeply for starting to not want instructions, want to, all this feminist in the world and a lot of energy where it's a lot of, back talk. I'm just as good as you. We partners, ain't no head. We equal, we all that. But then at the same time, women don't want equal billing, equal this, even. I changed the oil one time, you change the oil next time. We're gonna be equal. Let's bust that thing all the way down. Hell, I went on the roof and did the sewage last time. Hell, it's your turn. Or hell, I mowed the yard last time. Your turn. I weeded eat last time, and it's your turn. I washed the cars last time. Now it's your turn to wash the car. I mean, if people really want to bust stuff down the middle, you know, let's let America do a good thing one time and switch jobs. Let all the women go to the man job and let all the men go to the women job. They might type a little slower and this and that, but they might get it done. But let's see how these roads gonna get built, how these buildings gonna get built, how the pavement, how all this stuff gonna get done around here, because I think men are feeling unappreciated all the way around, feeling disrespected by every level. Um, feel like they're getting put behind the eight ball by everybody, but who's supposed to be important. I think women want to be number one in their man's life, but I think they want to put the man number two, number three, number four, number five on down the line when it comes to him. And what's up, agent up in his house, up in his thing?
Oh, hello. Hi, Adrian.
Yeah, I agree. I think men should feel like they're the king of the castle, but it's something going crazy. Yeah, if somebody break in the house, is she gonna handle that this time? All that
No.
old type of stuff. If somebody start busting in the door or something, is she gonna run around there?
No.
Pass her the gun, says your turn. Go to the door, handle it. But I just feel like I feel like it done got to a place that women forgot who made this world real safe for them. Um, I don't think women look around and see all the cameras put up, all the all these cameras on almost every street corner with the blue lights and all that, that's watching everybody ride by, this and that, blah blah blah. I don't think they see who's making all these cameras, who's making the place safer and safer, who making the job safer, who making everything just better. The roads, the everything. Um, Imagine if people just stop working on the roads. What happened? Everybody complain about a bump and potholes busting their tire, this and that. Imagine, if men wasn't out here changing tires and doing all stuff. Man, what if men took off a day? I wonder what would happen, just like the government shut down, if men went on strike for it been 28 days the government been shut down. I wonder if men went on strike for 28 days, not doing nothing for a woman or nothing, not showing up at the tire shop, not showing up at the gas station, at the electrical company, everything. Just let everything just hold down for 28 days and see how this world would look. What you think, Miss Bella?
No. I think it'll be a little slow around here. We can't do those things ourselves. I think we do need men.
They said, women birthed the earth. What is the world without us? Women carry the eggs. Men the one that birthed the earth. I mean, the sperm, the live sperm come from the man. The eggs, the woman is the carrier of the man. After that little old sperm come at the man balls and make it happen. Without that, none of that going on. and like they said, like I said, everybody, feel comfortable at these these hospitals, all that stuff. Just imagine if, the air conditioning went out in the hospital, or you know what I'm saying, or the lights went down at the hospital. No, man on strike right now. They hollering us. We on strike till y'all do better. Treat us. We feel appreciated. We're gonna sign a new form, this and that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe men need to have a man shutdown. And you know what? Partially, what the government is that what that is? That's why women going crazy on the internet, because daddy government is shitting, it done shut down, and they going crazy. So imagine how many men getting on the internet talking about, oh, I ain't get my food stamp, and I ain't getting this, and I ain't getting that. Oh, this is bullshit. I'm gonna go in the store and start stealing and this. No. Them are women all over the internet. You looking at it and they talking about what they gonna do and what gonna happen if they don't get their stamps. I got 6 kids. I heard it today. I get $4,300 in food stamps. I got 6 kids and blah blah blah. And, I mean, just telling the government, but the government ain't open. Who you talking to? Daddy is closed right now. And everybody in lockstep right now. Talking about, oh, we ain't gonna budge. We ain't gonna budge. We ain't even talking to you, ain't budging. So they say the longest was 35 days. It's 28 days. And the government is talking, the Democrats talking about they ain't gonna budge. And Republicans say we ain't doing nothing with illegals on there, so it's at a standstill. So imagine if this ran our way, because food stamps gonna get cut off November the 1st. November the 1st, food stamps gonna get cut off if ain't nothing done, and we are close. We are very close. When is Halloween? Friday. So Saturday is the 1st, right? Government ain't gonna be open by then. I'm just gonna let y'all know right now. You know what's gonna happen? This weekend, we're gonna have something like a Holocaust. Because the government shut down, And people who supposed to work 20 hours or a certain amount of hours a week to get their food stamp, they gonna get cut off too. So it's gonna be a whole lot of cutting and gutting going off. And then they say the affordable health care something ends, so the insurance finna skyrocket up or something like that. So it's a whole lot of stuff going on November the 1st. Whole lot of stuff. So I wonder, are we ready for it? Are we ready for a weekend with nobody getting their food stamps? I mean, you can't even, let me tell you something right now, ladies. If you got any food stamps on your card right now, you better
got Friday to use
spend
them.
No, you better spend them tomorrow. You keep on trying to wait till the last day. The people who gonna cut the food stamp out might mess around and cut it off early, a day early. You never know. It might be the 31st 01 or something. You know what I'm saying? You never know what might happen. So I say, with daddy government gone, we gonna see how long. Because this is what this is. This is setting a reset. How long women gonna make it without men? Because y'all already heard women talking a little different, being a little nicer since the government shut down. I mean, you already got dudes online talking about, oh, that naughty father looking good right now, ain't it? I mean, you already got people telling jokes and all kind of stuff. And hey, it's gonna be something to think in a minute, because all the women with good jobs and stuff like that, they ain't looking at people that don't have the good jobs. The people that work at other places that's laying off, because Starbucks laying off. They say, and I'm gonna give it to you straight on the show right now. They say Amazon finna lay some folks off. UPS had already said they was finna get ready to lay people off this year. They also said something about FedEx. They say Canada is going into a recession right now. They say it's taking up to 3 to 6 months to even find a job. The last 6 months, they said jobs, a couple of things that was going on in Canada finna close they building, like the truck driving Pearmelt, the trucking company, what is called Pearbilt. I forgot, but it's made in Canada. It's finna shut down and come back over to America. So it's a lot of stuff going on that we just don't realize, because a lot of people was eating off of United States. And so a lot of people that was eating off United States under new administration is bringing all them jobs back to the U.S. and tariffing people who want to do business outside the U.S. A lot of money, because trying to kill their business. Come on, read that.
Again, women birth the earth because men cannot do anything other than give their seed anyway.
Give their seed, put it in the egg so you can birth the earth. Okay, I understand what you're saying, but I mean, one can't do without the other. So I don't understand what you're trying to say, because I noticed that's the only word, whenever you say that women can't live without men, that's the first thing women say. But hell, I ain't been birthed but one time. I mean, you don't keep birthing us every day or nothing. I mean, I think I got a couple more years left. But what would life look without men around? What would life look if women look around and seen everything that got fixed every day and everything that got worked on every day, all the dangerous jobs. Women don't want a job that they feel like they can get shocked. Uh, Men do all I haven't even met a woman, an electrician yet in Mississippi. Yeah, I'm sure it's one here. But I ain't even met one yet. I ain't even seen one. I ain't seen one climb a pole. I ain't seen one putting up a ladder. I ain't even seen a cable woman putting up the ladder to climb up the I ain't seen it. I'm around here looking for it, but I ain't seen it. So I just think we got to chill out and we got to realize that we need both. And I think a lot of men are, at the same time dropping the ball, but we finna get into the show. It's enough with the rants. We finna get in the show and we finna do what we got to do.
Okay.
All right, come on with it.
So one thing it says for what does a man of the house mean? Like are men like leaders anymore? Why not? One thing we say, one of the rules is take responsibility. Don't run from problems. Face what needs to be handled at home. So taking responsibility, that's what most men of the house do. You're responsible for that house.
Yeah. But one thing, that the government been getting in the way. And a lot of women that have been living off the government, they say, oh, we don't need you. You know what I'm saying? They're getting all them stamps and that help. And see, one thing about this thing here, we're going to realize how much each party actually care about us. How long do they take this we ain't budging stance? Because I'm looking at it now. Both sides on I ain't budging. But I think, and I'm gonna throw it out there. By next time I come on the show, the government gonna be done open up by next Tuesday. Now that's what I'm gonna think. What's up, Cynthia? Up in his house.
Well, Cynthia,
What you think about that? You think they'll be ready after a horrible weekend of almost rides and all that? Cause boy, that mean the first and the third checks ain't gonna be hitting like that. My partner, Adrian, didn't you say that? I think the disability checks might be disrupted and other stuff, other little
if the
stuff.
government is shut down by November 1st and 3rd, when you're supposed to get those subsidies from October, there's no funding to send those payments out. So there'll be so many people that's going to be affected.
I don't think I really don't think America can handle. I ain't gonna even say, I'm gonna say I don't think America can handle 10 more days of this. Just can't handle it. Because it's right now, a lot of stuff done shut down. Oh, he said, nah, they won't be affected. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. No, I'm just saying that's a good thing. If that's true, that's a good thing. But that's what I was telling people too. Some of these things just automatic, just automatic come, you know, just like I think like Hood. It's just automatic right there. I think the SNAP and some of them other programs like that, that's what, and then I don't think it's going to be affected in every state. I think they said in certain states it'll be affected. So I don't know, how that gonna work, but it looking ugly. What you think?
I think we need to prepare for something else. If it takes place, you have a standby, some backup plans.
Oh, shuck it, duck it. Now, last time a man had a backup plan, Lord have mercy. Okay, read that.
Since it said, I hate that some people have to go through this for real.
Yeah, and and I'm hating this too because we don't really know how bad it's gonna affect the economy because um I remember I used to have old saying, when we was, out in the hood and this and that. And we used to be like, hey, when the rat's hungry, the rat's gonna eat, the rat's gonna go get that cheese. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I really do think the world gonna find out. You know that thing FO FR mess around and find out. Fuck around and find out. Um, I think we at that place that we haven't been because I think the last government shutdown, real serious shutdown, been so long ago that people forgot about it. And I think right now, I think people are more um, radical, mad, protesting and all this kind of stuff. It's coming down where it seems like some people against the government and back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know which side is doing you bad right now. You know what I'm saying? And then when you look at it and you hear it, and then you hear one side lie, then you hear another side might tell a lie. Then you hear side lying so much, and then you like, whoa, like, is these folks telling the truth about this here? So it's a lot of stuff going on. Come on with it. Read that.
People have rent, car notes, child support, and other important bills. Yep.
Now I don't know if child support considered
No, I mean, like
bill.
just say for instance,
Ooh,
you have child support that you have to pay. If it's not coming out your check, you have to be responsible to pay the child support. But if you don't
but-
have any income coming in, what do you do?
okay, but would child support be effective with a government shutdown?
No, we're saying those
No, I'm
that pay
asking.
child support.
I'm just asking.
Well, I don't know as of now, but by November the 1st, some state agencies will not have funding that's government funding, and child support is considered government funding state. So,
Right. I was thinking about that too. Hmm.
so
I'm
what if they
telling
take away the child
you,
support they get and the SNAP
hey,
benefits?
like she said, women can do it without men. Don't no real woman care about no child support. And that's how women tell me real men, real women don't care about no child support. Psst, that's peanuts. Women make all the money now. What they care about child support for? Come on. Some people
Some
live
people live.
paycheck to paycheck. Yeah, I agree. Um, what's the cause of this anyway? It's really truly right now political. Because right now, people are caring more about illegals than American citizens. And the reason I say that is I got partners that been locked up in jail over 20 years, and I ain't heard none of these people out here protesting from a damn real jail. And they talking about all these people getting kidnapped. My people got kidnapped off the street. I ain't seen them since. They've been hid away. They've been taken from here to Kentucky to this to all these different places. I ain't seen nobody fighting for them. What about the black and brown people locked up?
But listen,
that's American citizens.
But listen, this is one of the major things. The reason why the government shutdown is still in limbo. You know, the Democrats, you know, they want a bill to include the extension of expiring the tax credit that's about to be expired that will make health insurance cheaper for a million of Americans, right? Like people with health insurance, like the marketplace, stuff like that. They want to continue those tax credits so people can afford health insurance. And they want to reverse the cuts to Medicaid, like the new party wants to cut Medicaid, and that will affect so many people.
Well,
a government health program, like, you know, that a lot of elderly people need this to assist them with health benefits. And it'll affect the disabled people, the low income people. So they don't want to cut the health agency. So they do a stopgap bill that will avoid a shutdown passed, you know, that was passed down through the House or lower chambers, but it's not cleared through the Senate. So it's stuck at the Senate level now, and they can't come to an agreement that will benefit people that are less fortunate. So
okay.
it's past that.
I done heard your side, and I'm gonna put the other side on that too. You know, there's always three sides to a story.
3 sides.
Yeah, it's your side, my side, and is the so-called truth. You know, down the middle, somewhere. So what I'm saying is, now the cuts to a lot of healthcare and all that was to the illegals to get, you know, it's a lot of illegals. It's over 20 million illegals in this country. And 12 million of illegals came in this country in the last 4 years. And it was over 2,000 people coming in America every day illegal. And this illegal's been, so when they saying cut it, they talking about cutting illegals from going to the emergency hospital, you know, because, you know, it's a rule that say anybody in America, if you get hurt, illegal or whatever, you don't have to have no ID. I mean, you know what's name. You have to be helped. You know what I'm saying? Then they figure out where they're gonna send the bill to. So when these illegals go and come to our hospitals and get help and all that, they have to put the money on to somebody else. So our costs go up because it's so many illegals in America giving free benefits. So we have to get people that's getting all this free medical and all this illegals out of our country. I mean, we even seen in Denver, Colorado, and other places where they actually flew in Haiti people and all that, you know, illegal immigrants in, and in the towns, and all of a sudden the towns got to where they couldn't even go to the hospitals that was in their town without a waiting, in lines out the door to try to get their benefits because everybody else was trying to get that. Because these people getting flown in, and all these people right before this new administration came in the office, they tried to hurry up and pass certain laws and bullshit to try to get all these illegals passed in and try to hurry up and try to fast track them to try to be Americans. But it's not a fast process to become American. So they was trying, they had apps, they made apps and all this stuff for illegals, trying to get them to fast track and be Americans. And it was all politics,
Listen, the undocumented immigrants, the only coverage that they will get is emergency medical treatment.
Yeah, well, it's not undocumented. They are illegal. They are here illegally.
Well, like I said, they are considered undocumented immigrants.
Yeah, that's a
what
good word
illegals
for
are.
them. That's a good
No,
word.
that's what it is. They're not documented to be here. They are undocumented immigrants. Yeah. That's what they are. I mean, it's just another way of saying illegals. So for the illegals, the only thing, it was a law that's been put into place way in the 80s that only provides them with emergency medical treatment.
Right. But it's too many of them. I understand what you're saying, but it's too many of them. If they not American citizens and they go to the hospital, listen what I'm saying. If they working every day, we always talk about how they working. If they working, they get hurt, they go to the hospital. They ain't on the books. They just get free help, right? If they hurt,
it's just a distraction.
No, I'm saying, ain't that right though? Am I right or am I wrong?
If there's an emergency, anybody, you can't deny someone service.
Right.
So just say, for instance, these illegals, if they have the money to pay for the service, they can do that. Because you have the funds to pay for it. And most of them come here and make money, live among each other, 50 families to one house, and they got the money. So if they're able to pay for it with cash, then they're making money in the United States. It's green dollars, they can pay for it. But it's not just about covering undocumented immigrants with health care. It's a conflict over reversing recent cuts to healthcare fundings that will eliminate coverage for other Americans that are present and not just immigrants. Okay. It's past that. It's a deflection. It's a deflection that's saying that it's part for the illegal immigrants.
Okay.
That shouldn't even be a subject topic. That shouldn't even be something that they even worry about.
Well, let's do this. They was having whole little hotels that was abandoned that they set up for illegals to come in there, live free, giving them unlimited supply of food stamps and that. How they were buying scooters and all cars and all this with all this money they were giving them.
I agree.
They was giving them free money.
That is fair. I don't.
That's why Chicago done went broke.
Listen, I don't.
Was busted.
When they giving them funds to pour into the economy, what will make them funds? You just said it. You just said they buying stuff. They're buying food with the free stuff that they're getting. They're getting all this free money. They were getting all.
They gave their money away to illegals. They got a deficit in the budget right now that Chicago is in a deficit right now, and they trying to squeeze the rich now and trying to make them pay more taxes. The baseball team, the football team, and all that, they trying to squeeze all them because they said they wasn't gonna raise the taxes, and they trying not to raise the taxes. So now they trying to squeeze everybody who got money, and then they gonna mess around and squeeze them folks and make some of these people move up out of the city. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like when people get money, it's the same thing like New York right now. New York right now got a dude that's finna be mayor that's running around talking about he don't even believe that it should be any billionaires, and we gonna start taking from this billionaires to do that. You know what a billionaire gonna do? He gonna take his money and he gonna move out of that state. You feel what I'm saying? Magic Johnson, a billionaire. What you gonna tell him if he was in your state? Oh, you can't. I mean, Oprah Winfrey, a billionaire. You telling all these people if they a billionaire, I don't want you in my state. Even though they spending money buying houses, doing this, you gonna make millionaires move out your place because now you got a war on the rich, and when you got a war against a certain, they gonna go where that a person is being nicer to them. They're gonna move out of New York. A lot of people, business and everything, when they found out that a whole communist finna become mayor, and outright communist, just saying he a communist and he don't believe in billionaires and all this, millionaires and all this, they talking about tax. They had a rally the other day and they were screaming there, take for the rich. They were telling tax the rich, take from the rich. I'm telling you, all this stuff gonna make people move out of certain spots and gonna make it run down. Just like who they think that goes in the neighborhoods and like Detroit and all that ran people out before. Who you think go into these neighborhoods and remodel and rebuild a lot of these neighborhoods and cities? Atlantic City, Disney World, and all that was built by mafia bosses. Disney World, the one in California and the one in Florida and the one in Texas, they were built by the mafia. Las Vegas was built by the mafia. Everything we celebrate now, all them casinos we go to and all that, built by the mafia. The drinking we're doing, alcoholic prohibition, that was the mafia. That was selling liquor and this and that, Al Pacino and all that, Scarface. It was the mafia running what's name? The race car, NASCAR. NASCAR was cars. It was started by cars that they used to soup up to race, to get away from the police, to go through states, to bring liquor through states. That's how they started NASCAR. These are the people that were from the mountains and used to build all kind of gin, wines, and all that stuff in the far country and all that. That's how NASCAR got it. Everything we celebrate, it come from something that wasn't always great. And we still do it. We talk all this shit about this and that. It don't stop people from going to the boat. It don't stop people from drinking. It don't stop people from smoking cigarettes. The weed. First weed came from Mexico and Colombia. It don't stop people from doing none of that. Everything we complain about and we talk about, we want our children off of, and not this and not that, we celebrate it. We celebrate it. If we look at all them gangster casino we watch TV. We watch all these movies and these gangster movies, and they show you how they have these underground, even when we was watching the movie with Richard Pryor, Fred Sanford and all that gangster Harlem Nights or whatever that was. I mean, you know what I'm talking about? The movie, the little gangster movie with all them in there. Richard Pryor, Fred Sanford, huh?
Harlem Nights.
Yeah, Harlem Nights, whatever. And they was gambling, and they had a gambling room downstairs, and all them were considered gangsters. They had that. Remember when the lady was talking about beating up Eddie Murphy, and he shot her in the pinky toe and all that stuff. She was hopping around and stuff. All this stuff is gangster stuff. They just making a little fun thing on how gangsters run stuff. The number games and all this gambling and all that prohibition, all this stuff. All this stuff that people enjoy and run around and do, all this stuff used to be super illegal. All of it. And we did it so much that they had to make it legal. Just like whiskey was illegal. They made it illegal. They made it legal. Then they turn around, weed. It was too many people to stop them from how many people love weed, wanted weed. They made weed. They started making weed legal. But still, weed is not legal on the federal level. It's just illegal state by state. Just like prostitution is legal in Nevada, but it's not legal nowhere else. We got chooses. Now, ain't that called trafficking? Everywhere else is called trafficking. You know, it's called trafficking. Pimping is called trafficking. Everywhere else in the world now, except for everywhere else in the United States instead of Nevada, well, a white man got a brothel that he can pimp unlimited. Ain't nobody tried to stop him yet. When black men start making money and everything, the rules, they change the rules. It's the same thing. White man can shoot a deer, do certain things. If a black man shoot a dog, he get 2, 3, 4 years. White man go shoot a lion, you can't kill a cat. They change the laws who wanna run something. The people that run stuff change the laws every day. They change it to what they want to do. And just like they playing this little game right there, they don't care about the little man right now. Because, like they say, it's a clean bill. It's a clean bill that's been on the table that they done signed 13, 14 times over. Ain't nothing different up in there, this and that. Ain't nothing but that, the do little bill. But that bill was giving stuff for the ICE agents and keeping illegals from getting money and cutting off their cards and all this stuff that they was trying to do and stopping them from voting in elections and stuff like that. These people play these games and act like they care. But a lot of people like that do not care. Just like the I'm going to say, parties sometimes can fool you because we don't look at the history. If you look at somebody's history, if you watched anybody's history and you say, oh, this person been like this here, just like if you watch somebody and they go back and forth to jail for robbing, killing, drugs, whatever they going to jail for, they back and forth in jail. Then they get out this time, you say, oh man, I got a new lease in life, I'm a changed man, this and that. Most people gonna say, But you can have a party that tell you, I would rather for you not to work. I would rather for you to feel want a handout, this and that, than working. You assimilate, you make it where people would rather stay at home and not work and get, food and this and that. And I'm talking about when I was coming up, men was around here starving. And all the woman had to do is have a baby. And they gonna put her in a house. They gonna give her food stamps. They gonna take care of her for a whole year and all this old kind of stuff. They closed down the mental institutions and everything because they don't care. They got money for the stuff they want to have money for, but we used to have mental institutions that was full, that people had jobs at, this and that, and taking care of the mentally ill. Now we got the mentally ill walking around the streets acting like they real, just normal people. If you just look out and you see that people are sitting there in places protesting for 180 days straight, what life do they have? What life do that person actually have? You just tell me. You think they got a girlfriend? You think they got children that they go visit? You think they good people? You know what I'm saying? You think they got a life? Any kind of life? Then you can stay somewhere 180 days, 120 days, protesting, hollering on the speakerphone, day and night, throwing firecrackers, putting up tents and sleeping. You think these people are good people? These people that want handouts. These people want to destroy the government. They don't want nobody to what's name. The people that say Antifa, that if you look, I looked at the documentary, and they say they want to destroy the government, where there's no government. They don't even want police. Period. Could you imagine life without police? Women the ones need them the most. Could you imagine life without police? When you get in trouble, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters, like they say. You feel what I'm saying? Who would you call? You know what I'm saying? And see, I'm just coming at it in a realistic way. Like a person that's sitting out there on the street with 18 colors in their hair, earrings popping out the nose everywhere. They hollering. They got pinatas of people hitting the pinatas and doing all this crazy stuff and all this old crazy stuff. And say, oh, I've been out here every night for 100 days. You ain't got a life. You feel me? Because life is about living. Grandkids, kids, all this stuff you got to do on a daily basis. Fix it, eat, and all this, maintain the home. And then the people that's in these cities say the people that's there don't even stay there. They getting shipped in. They paid protesters. People coming by, dropping off food and stuff. Ribs, corn, everything, dropping off food, dropping off costumes. Who does that? What kind of goofy people, goofy grown people want to sit here and jump in bird costumes, Donald Trump costumes, and all this shit every day? Why would you want to jump in something that you hate? I hate him, but I'm going to make costumes of him and get in and run around. And, be so weird. People with real jobs and real lives can't do stuff like this. I'm gonna jump back on the subject, but boy, I tell you, say yes, people that work these federal jobs, yeah, and they killing people that's regular workers, people that's working federal jobs and all this, and people just sitting up there, they ain't caring about everybody who want to eat, cause they still getting paid. Everybody ain't said that. The people that's sitting up there, them senators and all these people that's holding their vote, they getting paid. And they the only one getting paid. Yeah. But that's something else. Come on with it. He said,
My girl not getting paid, but she still have to go to work. She's essential, you know. Yep. Essential people have to work and they're not getting paid.
right. He said, my brother-in-law is not getting paid and he works for the military. I just think that's so unfair for people. And I agree. I agree. You know, I done been through a shutdown before when I was in the military a long time ago. And I mean, it really don't bother us so much, in the military like that. It'll bother people who got house notes and all that. See, when I went to the military, I didn't have none of that. I was just a soldier. Went out there and, they still pass me MREs and this and that. And you get a paycheck, they just send it straight to your, but you don't need no money over there. So, I mean, it's just like being in, it's just like, like people in jail don't need money. They gonna get fed the food, they gonna have clothes. Everything you getting is extra. You know what I'm saying? When somebody asks you, since somebody in jail and they need money every week, let me tell you what's going on. Half of them spending money on drugs and other stuff because it's just so much money you need at a time. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't in jail and you don't spend as much money, how somebody in jail with somebody giving you 3 meals a day need all this money? Let's just wake up on some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my bad. What's up, Nina, up in his house?
Hey, Nina.
She said, too much time on hand. Some of them are well-educated people. Yeah, you talking about the people that make these laws and things. There's a lot of people well-educated, know they thing and all that, but they running a con game on Americans. They running a con game on us. Oh, this person and this person and that. And we know to open up the government is fine. If one party is saying, I'm not budging, other party saying, I'm not budging, you might as well just open up the government and y'all talk about this stuff later. You know what I'm saying? Don't look, see, they using the shutdown to say, if you don't give me what I want, then I just won't do it. I'll put it away. Imagine this. Imagine an Uber driver. And you in the back of the Uber. And say you paid him enough to get over here. So he driving you over here. And you start talking too much. And he said, I'm stopping. I'm not going nowhere till you be quiet. And you be like, I'm a grown man. I can talk. I ain't got to be quiet. I'm not hollering. Or you know what I'm saying? And the joker just saying, nope, I'm not going nowhere till you be quiet. If I decide I'm not going to be quiet, and if you decide he not going to drive, we're going to sit right there until somebody do something. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what's happening right now. It ain't got nothing to do with the regular average American. The regular average American Gonna get if the government open up there, they're gonna get their checks. Everybody, the elderly, everybody gonna get all their stuff, all that stuff. You feel what I'm saying? They just trying to push a point because it's all about the illegals. They want the illegals to be able to get health care. They pushing people off the thing that if you think about it, if you have a system and you know in California the same thing. Just listen to her later today. She visited California. Have you been to California lately? She said she walked around California is like a third world country. You know what I'm saying? Say it's people is trash everywhere. Is Skid Row. They said goes on about 50 blocks. 50 blocks. Skid Row, just all over the place. People homeless. They not doing a good job. These people getting all this money, and it's all about these nonprofit funds and all this stuff. Because when you when you start solving the problem, what's the nonprofit for? If the government solving the problem, not the nonprofit, man, because they ain't gonna be giving that benefit. The churches ain't gonna be giving that little benefit. A lot of people ain't gonna be getting that little benefit because the problem is being solved. If you take all the problem, all the people, and put them in these what you call it? Mental institutions, the people that need to be in it and all that, and you get homeless where homeless people can have a place to stay at night and this and that, and you make areas for that. What the people that want that free money so they can go out there and say, oh, let me take a picture with them. You know what I'm saying? What they get. That's the problem. That's why everybody's so mad. It's a dude out in California right now that just got indicted and going to jail under the governor, under one of his programs that he was taking the money, he was buying cars and all that stuff. You can look him up. And he just got indicted about 5-6 days ago. And he got indicted, and he supposed to been building houses for the homeless and stuff like that, and he wasn't doing it. And he said he was buying watches, Ferraris, new houses, all in. He built extra house. He got like 2-3 houses in Beverly Hills and all that. This stuff, man. These folks they talking this mess, but behind closed doors, we see what's happening. There's a lot of drugs getting busted. There's a lot of Mexican cartels getting busted. They done shut the border down. Ain't no drugs coming in here. People going crazy. All them people that on the street and thing, they want they fix. A lot of them folks, drug addicts.
Yep.
You go to Portland, the reason I'm there, half of these people protesting don't even know what they protesting for no more. You can ask them. They asked them on what's name, he said, oh, they're kidnapping Americans and this and that. What American you know that they didn't kidnap? They can't tell you. Just like on this thing right now, can't nobody tell me a real American that been kidnapped and taken away to another country or anything else, because anybody can be detained. I've been detained this year. Did I go to jail? No. But if the police pull you over and say you cannot leave, that's being detained. He give you a ticket or he give you a warning and let you go. That's being detained. And when these folks try to tell you, oh, they be entertained, they've been held for 2-3 hours, they exaggerating. They doing everything they can. Because, that apartment complex in Chicago that everybody ran about, it was a bando. Didn't nobody supposed to be in that apartment complex. Just like they ex that apartment complex for all that when the water was off and don't
Oh
nobody
yeah,
supposed to be there in South Jackson. It's the
yeah.
same thing. Didn't nobody supposed to be in that apartment complex. So if you take everybody who living in there and hold them and check their IDs, you can do that because they already trespassed. Everybody in there trespass. See, people don't want to tell them real stories though, because it's hard to look up the truth. A lot of people want to be comfortable with a lie. Lies feel better than the truth. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Yeah. He said, talking about these people on the street, homeless. Yeah, I mean, Oh, how y'all doing tonight? I said, leave the government shut down. I
I got
can't.
you. I got you.
Okay,
I can't even afford health care, and they want to give health insurance to illegals. And I'm over here, can't afford to go to the doctor to get a checkup. I say, leave it shut down. I'll write it on now. I ride this mug like a light on a horse riding a man riding a horse. But I didn't but I did end of the day. If I say you're legal in this country, then okay. But if we go to another country and move in their land, they're not. And
right.
continue where you're at.
And guess what? And I'm gonna tell you this: try that stuff in Mexico. Go over there in Mexico and just set up shop and just say, "Hey, I ain't going nowhere." You might find yourself dead, hanging somewhere. It's a lot of people that went to Mexico and didn't come back. They had them type of stories. You know what I'm saying? You remember all them black people that them couple of black people got killed a couple years ago in Mexico? Went down to Mexico. They went to like they was at a hotel room and one of the people got killed in there. They and everybody left and tried to play like, oh, we don't know what happened and all that old type of stuff there. Then they brought them back and charged the women. I mean, 2 of them women with homicide. And then after that, they got 2, 3. You know, they were saying passport bros. The dudes were talking about the passport bros going overseas, going to these little countries and this and that. Oh yeah, they knocked off a couple of them. And they say, you coming over here trying to just get our women and this and that. Yeah, because you always got crazy people that will knock you off just because. It's people over here. Think about it. The people that's killing people around here, you got illegals that are hurting and killing people, but you do have regular people out here shooting people just for no reason. I mean, the world is just getting weird. You know what I'm saying? People coming from good families, all that, just out here, just wilding. There's a lot of people in these protests that probably come from good families, this and that, got on drugs, sitting out here. I can't listen. I like to watch my booty too much to sit there and watch people sit there on the street. They don't want to be a part of society. They want to stay and they want to shoot their little drugs up and this and that. And I mean, think about it. These folks paying these folks to go tear up stuff. Same thing what happened in Seattle, Washington, and a lot of these big old towns got tore up during the BLM riots, and we found out that them folks don't care nothing about Black lives. They were just trying to get a paycheck. If you didn't get hurt by the police or this and that, just regular Black lives killing, You ever seen a Black Lives protest in Chicago?
I don't recall.
You know why? They scared they might get killed. They ain't going down in Chicago talking about stop the killing in the projects and in there. I ain't never heard no Black Lives protests in the hood in Los Angeles in these rough areas. You ever seen it in the projects? I mean, it's a play. Come on, let's get on the set before we what's name. Come on.
So we're talking about what does the man of the household mean? He provides stability, whether financially, emotionally, or spiritually. He keeps things grounded. Do you agree with that for a man of a household?
Yeah. I feel like a man of a household has so much stuff going on. Um, um, it's hard because not having the man of the household, we done seen how life for men and women have went down because there's no balance in the household sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like men used to be the disciplinary, um, you know, men, other boys were scared to come over a man's house and this and that, especially sleep in it. Now you got women letting they girlfriends, boyfriends sleep up in the house, move in, and all that stuff. Man, back in the day when I grew up, what old man playing no shit like that? You think your daddy would have let a woman or a man, outside man, come and move in the house with y'all that was going with the daughter or going with the, you think the internet stuff would happen? See, why that stuff is happening because it's no men around to say, no, if you want to be grown and get you a family and all that, y'all got to go out there and make your own way. There's nobody in there to make people grow up no more. I'm starting to believe, this is crazy. I'm starting to believe it was a research. It said women, this is crazy. This is controversial now. So I don't want no blowback now. You have to look it up. It said most women don't grow up past the age of 14. It was a study. So what he's saying is a lot of women are still acting. You know how that I always talk about that old thing when I be saying, I don't want to grow up. I'm a Taurus kid. When I look around and I see how women are acting, it's like they don't want to grow up sometimes. And I know you probably see it too. When a woman is sitting there chilling with a, 12, 13, 10-year-old and trying to learn their new dance move, trying to dance, I'll be sitting back there and saying, the old grandmas didn't do this. You ever remember your mama or anybody getting up trying to do the goddamn, dance with you and all that? You know what I'm saying? The new dance and twerking and all this, breaking it down. Man, I've been seeing grandmas, great grandmas dancing with their kids now. And it just, you see a family now and it's like, who is the adult? Who is the adult? We wonder why the kids ain't growing up right. we don't know who the adult. Sometimes you got the kid acting more adult than the mom. They're like, Mom, you're embarrassing. You know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when it used to be the mom be like, oh, you know, but now it's the kids looking at the grown mama. It's crazy. So how can we have a man in structure like that? And how can a man kind of tell a woman what to do when he don't have a control over a household no more? You know, they got stats saying there's more women are buying houses right now. And I feel like that's because the reason that's because is um a lot of men was getting straight up thrown out of houses. There's a lot of men that got married and they built their whole life on that house. I remember, and I'm gonna tell you, this is a story. I almost cried. I watched Hulk Hogan one time. This is what changed my whole understanding about what I thought about when I was thinking about, you know, the whole marriage thing. I remember one time I was watching that Hulk Hogan Knows Best. He had the show. He had the show on. Hulk Hogan had his own TV show. And his wife of 25 years, 22, 25 years, you know, they had their house, big old house. They picked out everything, had the house before her, all that. And she messed around and had an affair with her son's friend. And filed for divorce. Kicked Hulk Hogan out of his own house that he had been in 22 years and moved the 18-year-old in with her. It was a tragic, just, you know, just thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that you like, wow. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at something like that, and I watched it because they had like 2-3 seasons that it was pretty good or whatever. And then, you know, when she did that, she fell out with her, both her children, everybody turned on her.
So.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but it just tell you that a lot of times the system is so built up against men. That's why men are scared of it. Scared of the system. The system has always been built up against men. So every time a man goes out there and get married, I always say, you know, even dudes that get married because of kids. If nowadays, if you get married and have a couple of kids, it ain't no guarantee you're gonna raise them kids. Because the government was built at one time. It's coming, you know, they changing a couple of little rules now, you know, lately in 2025. But it was so slighted against men that men was losing it all. And I used to hear men all the time at 50 and almost 60 talking about starting over. I don't care. She can have it all. I'll be like, shit. So for a man just sitting back thinking about that, and you think about, wow, men can go out here, build up their self. You know what I'm saying? And a woman just get tired because there's no fault divorce, all this kind of stuff that makes it easy to get out from under. I think they should make something that if you try to get a divorce, it takes 5 years for you to even try to get a divorce. And I think divorces are probably stop right there. If they just put up new rules where you just can't get divorced and run, oh, I found me a new one. I'm running, go get married again or whatever, this and that. If they made some better rules around here, I think we wouldn't even have these problems. But you know what? Every time I say something, it mess around and come true on the news, don't it? Just like when I told on here about sending the National Guard and everything to the border to control the border. I'm just saying. Read that.
In a divorce, 9 times out of 10, the woman getting the house.
And then the problem now is divorce is done rose up to over 50% now. So it's like, why would you take a risk? It's a 50-50 chance. It don't work. You wouldn't jump out the hell. I remember a dude said, you wouldn't jump out of an airplane and the parachute say, the parachute 50-50, it gonna open up. You'd be like, you know what? I don't think I'm going parachute. What's the parachute? You feel what I'm saying? Would you take that risk? If somebody told, here go a parachute, you know what I'm saying? We're jumping out the planes today, and he got a 50-50 chance of this thing working now. I'll do it even in simpler terms. If you went on a roller coaster ride and it said, you know, you got a 50% of making it back around here, you might fall off this mother. We done had a lot of accidents on this. I'm just saying, like 50-50, that's high. You wouldn't even try to get a job if it said you got 50-50 to make it through the year. She'd be like, huh? You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So why would you take on the most important job in your life if all is guaranteed is 50-50? The most important decision of your life is 50-50. You know what I'm saying? So I think women don't see it through a man's eye. And it's hard for, you know.
How can we do that?
No, I understand that. But, you know, women looking at it and how they look at men in this world now. And you remember I told you I always play about how the little girl looked me up and down at the store, you know what I'm saying, when bumped into me or whatever. Women have a level of disgust, lack of respect. It's a lot of things that women got for a man if he ain't in a certain position. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of dudes out here that just live life like I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm on roll this blunts, man, drink me a beer every day. You know, when I get out of work, I ain't studying this stuff. I ain't studying relationship. I ain't studying, because why would they put themselves in certain situations? They would rather play the game. You can go home and you can guarantee your game gonna be there every day. You know what I'm saying? It's a less
Well,
time.
that's the mood that women are being adapted to. You know, we understand that men are not looking for wives anymore. They're looking for self-gain, whatever they can gain to make themselves happy. And if that includes not having a woman in your life consistently, then it is what it is. And so now women are beginning to move that way. Why worry about a man in my life if I'm providing and doing all these things for myself? Women say what with a husband, you know? People are getting out of tradition. So
Well,
if
I don't.
people don't want to do it, then don't do it.
It's
But so
not.
many people so happy to announce.
It's not that. It's not that. See, it's easy for a woman to get up here and say, "I'm not gonna let you disagree, men."
But
Like,
no, you
no,
just
this is
said
what I'm
it.
saying. This is what I'm
You
saying.
just said it.
No,
You
I
just
understand
said
what you hold on, but you said women are moving. No, women started this. Women are the one.
listen.
Listen, 80% of all divorces are filed by women first.
We're not
Women
talking
are the
about
ones.
divorces anymore.
Listen, women are the ones that's checking out of relationships. And that's what I'm saying. It's
So women
already a
should just
50,
stay in.
it's already a 50%, 50% you don't make it. But 80% of them not making it, the woman is the one that is filing for divorce. And it ain't doing nothing but getting higher. How often you get a lot of men that that are miserable in marriages and stay in it because they're more loved and dedicated until the process than a woman. Because
Okay.
a woman that just thinking about her happiness would never stay in a relationship long.
Okay. So those men that you're talking about that are sticking out these relationships, although they're miserable, they're guaranteed to already been over 10, 15 years.
You said say
Right?
that.
They've already been married more than 10 or 15 years.
Uh-huh.
Right. So yeah, if they're thinking like that, they turn their marriage from love into whatever business or comfortable situation that they have. This is what people are reverting to. They're thinking about comfort and they probably don't even sleep in the same bed, but you're holding on to the marriage title because the song says cheaper to keep her. So many people live together, stay married, and live separate lives.
I
Let's
think
just in relationships. They'll get in relationships and don't be together and live separate lives. It
I think
happens.
I think some men that's in relationships that long and if they're miserable, I think the only reason they're staying is to watch their children graduate.
So what if there's no children there? No children there.
I don't think men listen, men without children that get married, I think women and them women and them men divorce much quicker.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think it make it to them, it take a lot to make it where you stay together 10, 15 years. That ain't about that's more than just a regular relationship. That's I think a lot of relationships that last a long, long time. If it's no kids involved, I can't see how it got to be something there. I can't see how it'll last. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like them relationships there might last, without kids, still make 9 years, something like that. They might, but I mean, it's hard for it. Have to be a lot of see them relationships like that. It's some respect somewhere. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of them relationships where people is miserable. When you say miserable, that means it's a lot of disrespect. It's a lot of just like women might say, "Oh, he had 2, 3 outside kids," it's a lot of blatantly disrespect. Oh, she goes out, she leave the house at 11, 12 at night. You know what I'm saying? It's some blatantly disrespect that's going on that'll make them just, break up. Come on with that.
We're back to the subject. We're talking about what does the man of the house mean? Like this is one protects his family, not through control, but by creating safety, peace, and respect in the home. This is a leading tactic of a man leading a household. head of the house.
And when you say not by control, what you mean by when you say not by control?
I mean, not just a controlled substance. I mean, control situation where everything have to be their need army style. But it's not
But
meaning
I,
just controlling every aspect, but
yeah,
you're creating a safe environment. It's peaceful and it's respectful.
yeah. And I'm gonna tell you, I have seen different relationships, and I done seen the relationships that come with a little control, and sometimes it's startling because I done seen relationships where every time somebody wanted to go somewhere or whatever, the other person, one person jiggle their keys, the other one getting up to, you know what I'm saying? Like, like we going together, you know what I'm saying? And it can work both ways. It can work where the, a woman can feel like she's being smothered because everywhere she go, her man is trying to go with her. And it can be the other way around where a man feel like he's being smothered. Everywhere he go, he can't even work. Motherfucker in the car with him, this and that, just watching over everything. I mean, I'm gonna tell you one thing. I remember watching Denzel movies, Ice Cube movies, Snoop Dogg, and a lot of. And one thing I noticed about a lot of relationships that lasted over time is the wife sometimes didn't want to be the star. You know what I'm saying? She might want to be the star in the household, but not the star in front of the camera. You know what I'm saying? When have you ever heard Ice Cube? Ice Cube done had the best relationship period that I know of to this date. And you ever heard Ice Cube woman on a podcast, anything talking negative, different, or anything? But see, you always see these ones that broke up, or these kind of housewives or hip hop wives or this and that. They be, oh yeah, we did this, and they telling all they business. All they business, they done been through this and that. You feel me? And they don't realize what they doing. It's the same thing when I see a woman get on Facebook and she start sharing her inboxes or sharing her messages with other people and all that old stuff. She want people in her life. She want everybody in her life. And that right there would destroy your relationship. You feel what I'm saying? When you need that much attention, it would destroy your relationship. And
Because
I
so many
think,
people seek it. They want the validation.
yeah,
Facebook have allowed people to become vain and want validations of everything
yeah.
that they do or accomplish in life.
Can you remember one thing that Denzel Washington wife ever said about Denzel? Anything that Ice Cube wife ever said about him? David Chappelle wife ever said about him? You know what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah, just can't think of it. But guess what? The other people, the new generation, Steph Curry wife then started bending out of line, talking about she need attention and all this old type of stuff. I mean, don't nobody inbox me. Who's talk like that? Why you talk like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't enough people chasing after you. What is you talking about? You a married woman. See that once you want to be that star, I never wanted to get married. She going on podcast. I never wanted to be married. I never wanted kids. I never what? Why? You know what I'm saying? What is it for? What you going on the podcast for? You ever seen LeBron wife on the podcast? You know what I'm saying? But you got Obama wife on the podcast trashing him now. I'm sorry for poor Obama because his wife been trashing him. Come on with it.
So the next thing leads with love. Make decisions through care, not ego, listens and values everyone's choices.
Break it down.
It said what it said. You lead with love, like you're taking everybody into consideration, not just yourself or how you feeling. You make decisions through care on how everybody will be affected, not just the ego, because you got the power you're leading. It's not an egotistical thing. You're listening and you value because you know every character that you're supposed to be in control of.
Okay. All right, come on with it.
Show consistency. Like you keep your word, follows through, and is dependable when things get hard. That's for the strong vessel. A lot of times when men be consistent with something, you get great outcome. You keep the peace. You know, when I know this person gonna be consistent, you know, it gives you peace to be calm in your actions or your reactions to how things are. But when you have a person that holds secrets and don't be consistent in the way they move, it don't give you a way to move soft. You know, it help us be soft and be ladylike, you know, to the man. But when the man don't give you consistency, then you don't move that way. You don't know nothing about this man, but you want them to be consistent and loyal and faithful. But when men don't give that to you, it don't give you peace.
I'm thinking about that. I guess I don't know because some about that consistency. Um, most most men I know, um, I don't know if you can say everything consistent. You can say, okay, maybe a man come in at a certain time at night, or I mean, I'm just thinking about consistent type stuff. Um, call, does stuff. But I think like, when you change jobs or you change houses or any kind of, or incomes or whatever, stuff is inconsistent. You know what I'm saying? I think when you stable, a certain kind of stability keeps stuff consistent. I think a man is consistent on if everything around him is stable. If that make any sense.
What? You said if everything around him is stable, it doesn't make sense.
No, I said is stable. That what makes him consistent. Sometimes a man is inconsistent. He can be inconsistent because how his woman started moving. I'm just thinking. You know, a lot of people that say being consistent sometimes be the a lot of times be sometimes the people that's being inconsistent because say a man is consistent on his end, paying the bills, doing this, doing that, but then okay, all of a sudden his wife got new hobbies. All of a sudden she got them at doing this and moving this way, and but a woman can be inconsistent sometimes, and she can want the same thing that she ain't being. Just like you know, I know my brother. He consistent. He goes to the gym. It's 300 and 56 days in a year. I guarantee you, he only misses maybe 25 days out the year in a gym.
You said how many days of the year it is? You said
300.
out of
It's
300,
356 days in a year. And I said, I bet you he only misses
365.
65 days. 65?
365.
I had it flipped around. But he probably only misses maybe 25 days out the year in the gym. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but when we talk about consistency, it's something we're not trying to say a man is less consistent or a woman. We're just saying the consistency in a relationship with your partner, it fosters trust with the person. It gives you security with the person. It allows you to build a strong foundation among each other. But when you don't set that boundary or that foundation of being consistent with something, then give mixed signals. Or
Okay. All right.
that's
Well,
what I mean.
I'm gonna tell you this. In an inconsistent world, I think women want men to be something that they continue to be not. Just like he just said about stop cooking. You can have a woman that probably will consistently cooking, consistently having sex with you, consistently a lot of things. But then she stopped having sex, because the woman can feel a certain kind of way. I'm not in the mood or this and that, or she feels a certain kind of way or feel like, she might stop, goddamn it, doing this, stop doing that. It's some things that she might do that's inconsistent. But then at the same time, she want that man to stay consistent. And see, that's the world that men are living in. We have a certain thing that we say, a real man does this, a real man does that. But if I say what a real woman do, everybody get choked up. A woman can do anything she wants.
But listen, hold on.
No, I'm saying, what do a real woman do consistent? Do she clean the house? Do she cook the meals? Do she do this? Do she give back rubs? Do she sex them? Do she what? What do a woman consistently do?
Listen.
Go ahead.
Just in anything, when you first meet the person, you hang out, you date, you do this and that all the time, around, doing things, that's fun. You're excited. You met this person. You're doing a lot of things together, concerts, all this stuff. All of a sudden, it stopped. You know why? Because something in life has changed. Maybe your job has taken more of your time and you can't date, you can't hang out like you used to. So that doesn't mean that nobody is trying to be inconsistent. Life has changed. But when you're calling out,
That's being inconsistent though.
but listen, the reason why it's being inconsistent is why? Because if you've taken on another job and you're doing a new job and you got all these other tasks, people decide no, hold on. People decide what is more important to them than you were back then when they won you over. They get you where they want you, then everything else take place. All the things you used to do is out the window. The last date you have to beg for dates and things like that. People don't be consistent with that. When they feel comfortable in something, they got you to where they want you. They don't stay consistent with it. So what do you do then?
Okay, well, being consistent, and when I just thought about what you just said, is being consistent is even when something is there, like I said about my brother going to the gym, consistent. Okay, if he miss morning, he still go eat. If he miss goddamn an afternoon, He still go at night. He's going to go to the gym because he makes that a priority. What it is if a woman miss giving you sex in the morning, that don't mean she gonna make sure tonight I'm gonna give you sex, or she gonna make sure, or if she missed the gym, she gonna do the same thing like that. What's name? It's a lot of things that people probably used to do and just stop doing. Just like you said, once they got you or they feel like you right there, and they used to do the little things and other things and hang out and all that stuff that a person used to do with you. And then once you, like you said, once they feel like they got you in this, then they start changing and they don't feel like they got to do this part no more, this and that. And I think that happens on both sides of the equation. If the man feeling that, the man feeling like you ain't doing this consistent, it might make him be inconsistent doing this. And then if he asks you to do this and you don't want to do this no more, then that's inconsistent over there. Then it might be the other way. You might ask him to do something, but he probably thinking in the back of his mind, you asked me to do this, but you stopped doing this. You know what I'm saying? It's like when a woman.
That's all you saying.
I'm saying it's like a woman watching a man pay the bills, be the provider, all that old type of stuff there. But then when he come home from work and he want to hunch or he want to do something, this and that, I don't feel like it. Oh, this man. Oh, but it's like if he come home and he see, okay, now my woman ain't fix me no food no more. She ain't goddamn it, prettying herself up. She goddamn got this damn bunny on all the time. She done gained 50 pounds or this and that. And she don't even care. She remember what she used to be consistent. She used to, work out. She used to do this. She used to do that. She used to make little fun things. She used to have time. Then all of a sudden, she made time for other things that she wanted to do. And she just threw him to the side and she started enjoying what she liked to do. She might like the goddamn it painting. She might like to doing something else. And she started liking that so much that she neglecting the other side of it. But she still want him to continue to do his side of the plane. And that's the problem. Sometimes I remember a preacher saying it one time. He said, sometimes people are always talking about what people need to do for them, and they forget what they used to do for the other person. Sometimes women got caught up into that sometimes, or what they not realizing that they done slacked off for what they used to do, or how much time they used to spend, or what they used to do all the time, and then they start putting it on, because it's a blame game. It's a pointing fingers game. Oh, you don't do this, that's why I don't do this. Oh, you don't do this, that's why I don't do this. You know what I'm saying? When somebody consistent and keep on doing a certain thing, they will get consistency back too. Because if you keep feeding the man at a certain time, he gonna keep showing up at that certain time. But if you stop feeding him at that certain time, he might stop showing up at that certain time. If you got them with sexing a man at a certain time every night, he probably showing up to get sex every night at that time. But once you stop doing that, then he might not show up like that. So people got to realize a lot of people pointing fingers of what Miss Earl she says tequila. It's called communication. And I agree. I agree. It's communication too, but it's also actions. Action what can what's the name of communication? Because like one thing I got a pet peeve about, when I get around some of my partners, and just seeing, because men sometimes just seeing how another woman is talking to him in front of his partner, it's a turnoff when you see, sometimes you can save some of that kind of stuff for home or inside a house or this and that. It's a lot of ladies that do blatant disrespect, in front of the homies, in front of the family, in front of people that, he care what they think about it. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of stuff being done that now is changing the man. It's changed the man to something he might not want to be. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Irma. Irma says she enjoying the show. Um, yeah, sometimes we don't realize sometimes that um we got to, if you cannot, like they say, if you start doing something different, and if it changes the relationship, and you realize what changed the relationship is when you start doing something different, that ain't being consistent. Because if you go back to doing what you was doing when it was great or when it was better, that would make the relationship better. If a man, every time he got home, his woman was, had him a meal, sit down, talk to him, laugh with him, or whatever, not got her phone up to her face and all this old type, this new age we in now. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody was paying attention or whatever, or had time for the other person, whatever, or because I feel like if somebody around somebody and you watching it, it's just like when I go to the club, sometimes, and you looking around and you watching everybody this and they phone, or the people that's in the club, they really ain't at the club. They in the club, but they got their phone on them, and they at the house. They ain't in the club no more. They entertaining people that ain't in there. You know what I'm saying? And they also disrespecting the club because a lot of people come to the club that feel enjoyment, to feel in somewhere that they can feel relaxed at. And then you can't be relaxed when somebody going live every 10 seconds up in there showing everybody everything doing. You got a job, you goddamn put my drink down. These motherfuckers. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It just, you feel what I'm saying? They might have a blunt. People do everything in the club. God damn. So, so I think women are messing that up because you see men going live every now and then, but it's like for a short little time. They like, "What's up, man? All us like that. We out there, da, da, da," and it's over. And now they partying for the rest of the night or whatever. But you got women that are set up the live and dance in front of their camera. Yeah, look at me, ha 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 ha, for 30 minutes in their goddamn camera, showing the whole club, everybody passing by it, all that old type of shit, all that. I mean, not enjoying it. I don't find that. I don't see what that's enjoyable. And when women are so influenced and so want to do the same thing everybody else doing all the time, it's when they say men are for Mars, women are for Venus, or whatever what's the name. But it's just like you push them farther and farther away where they don't understand each other, because it's really not understanding. They trying to make themselves, everybody want to be their own person. Oh, I have this, I got to do all this. But then when you think about it, it's one thing when you're doing it for the people you love. It's another thing when you're doing it people, everybody. When your time is dwindled out to everybody in the world, but the people that really matter, the people that really matter can see that. They can see that you showing love to everybody. Everybody getting the best part of you. You smiling. You see a woman, she's smiling. She with her friend. Oh. Then she get around you. Hmm. Oh, really? That's how you feel. You know what I'm saying? So men can feel this energy that you don't really want to be around him. You don't really like him like that. You always agitated, edgy, and all kind of stuff every time you get around him. But he can see you on live or anywhere else. You hit the club by your damn self, smiling more. And then when you get home, you got a fucking attitude or some kind of look on you, like a butt face look on you the whole time he there till he leave. And you probably smiling when he leave. Bye, baby. You know what I'm saying? And he can notice all that. And if people can't tell them little things like that, they ain't really just paying attention what's going on in life around you. Come on with it.
So, man of the house is just something people say because most women don't want a man over them.
What you think about that one?
Nothing.
You think most women want a man over them?
Not these days.
Yeah. So that mean it's the truth, right?
Don't disagree.
A lot of people don't want nobody over them. We done made it into a place that a lot of people don't want nobody over them. They don't want to answer to nobody,
Hmm.
and it's taboo. It's crazy to think about it like that, but I mean, we in an era that a lot of people just don't like people over them. What you think?
I mean, that's it. It's straight to the point.
Yeah, and I think that's a big problem because in a household where it's used to be a archy. It used to be a hierarchy. It used to be the man, woman, child, or whatever. And now it's becoming where the woman feels like, okay, I'm hierarchy. I run this here or whatever. It's a lot of women. It's women out here these days would love to be married, but don't even want to stay with their husband. They would rather have separate houses. They would rather have separate everything. You know what I'm saying? And then I think, well, why? It defeats the purpose of even talking about getting married. That is such a slap in the face to tell a man that, oh yeah, I would love to marry you, but I don't want to stay with you. That shit a slap in the face. Goddamn. Well, now I know what you're doing it for. The gram. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing it for me. You doing it for the gram. You doing it because you want a title or you want just like I say, a bucket list. To knock something off your bucket list. Oh, I did it. Got married. It's all right. You stay over there. I stay over here. You know what I'm saying? That shit crazy. You know what I'm saying? There's people actually living their lives like that. And I remember uh, my uncle. Um, I can't think his name at the moment. But Uncle Rob. Um, he used to um, raise watermelons and this and that. And I remember I went up there, man. He was older at this time, and he had told me um, he had a baby, and I met the wife. Um, she didn't stay with him at the time, but she used to come over with him. But she was 36 and a teacher, and he was like 70, you know. And he was like, "Oh yeah, he got him a baby and this and that." And you know, when you think about stuff, you be like, you know, when you go back and you think about it now, you be like, was it really? Was she really pregnant by him? Was it really? Because now I look back and I think about, you know, a 36-year-old, teacher or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, did she really wait on old Papa once a month, you know what I'm saying, to get it in or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of women, if you ain't staying in the same household and you know the man ain't coming over to check on you, and if he do come over there, it ain't like he going in there trying to run through all your bedrooms and to check all the traps. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I'm like, you know, you think about stuff. You know what I'm saying? Come on with it.
Some people choose relationships for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, and I agree. I think people choose relationships for uh, money wise. Some people choose relationships for the right reason. Some people choose relationships for um, um, good personality and stuff like that. But then you also got people that choose relationships just they lonely, they bored, they need something to do. A relationship sometimes for some people just something to do. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes relationship becomes um I think when a relationship sometimes becomes not enjoyable for both is when it's looked up um when it stopped being enjoyable and it started being about like a job. Like, you know, I was looking at cuz and I was thinking about a couple of my partners, and I was thinking about, you know, when a woman sometimes want to go somewhere and she feel like, damn, I want to date. I can't take my boyfriend, so I need to go and take my husband or my man or whatever. So I feel like sometimes a woman will sometimes um, put the man on Front Street, even if they really don't want to. Um, and I think sometimes that can be the wrong reason if a person really doesn't enjoy when it starts seeming like the person doesn't enjoy the other person's company, but you just want them there just to be there. So I think a lot of things happen for the wrong reason. And I think you know, it's kind of wild how people just choose relationships, and it's kind of wild how people stay in certain relationships, and it's kind of wild how easy some relationships that should be good end up bad, and some relationships that people think bad end up good. And I always said opposite attracts. So I think sometimes when people are the same, it's hard for them to stay, you know, because like I notice a lot of things. Like sometimes when the band is rowdy the woman is quiet. Sometimes when the woman is rowdy, the man is a quiet type. And I have noticed that between relationships a lot, just, looking and observing, what's going on around you. And I think sometimes we don't do enough of uh, of really liking people, liking each other in relationships. I think sometimes people feel like because you got relationship where people can argue 24/7 and they can be happy as hell. And you can have people that don't argue and can be sad. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's not no one thing fits all. Sometimes relationships is the hardest thing to what's name. Sometimes people all the time wonder, damn, I don't know if I can still together. Damn, I would think, but sometimes, they say the yin to the yang. Sometimes it got to be like that. It got to be different for people to get along, stay along, and type stuff. And sometimes them be the relationships that sometimes last the longest. Sometimes certain relationships can't last. They ain't got no, how they say, backbone to last. Come on with it.
So supports his partner, works as a team, sharing responsibilities and celebrating each other's strengths.
Sharing
Nothing on that.
sharing responsibilities. What do that mean?
Think like taking care of the household. Don't you expect the man to do everything, or don't you expect the woman to do everything? There are certain things like, most men will do the outside stuff, and most women will possibly do the inside stuff.
Okay, I get you better now. I thought we was going out the rails one time. I thought they were gonna start having the man around there sweeping up and cleaning this and that. You
I
got me.
mean, I'm sure if he sees some paper on the floor, he can reach down
Yeah,
and pick it up and put it in the garbage. It
yeah.
doesn't have to be a title on everything that needs to be
And
done.
then just like I know my cousin, we hang out all the time. I know he probably cooking right now. Like he don't even start cooking till 10, 11 o'clock at night. Man got a bad eating that.
Wow.
Come on, come on with it.
The woman wants to be the new man of the house.
Yeah, I think there's but the problem with that is women want to be the new man of the house, but they don't do the same thing the man of old did. See, the man of the house that was the man in the house back in the day, he took care of the house. He took care of his wife. He did all that. But the woman don't want to take care of her her husband or nothing, on a level as in financially. And I remember when women used to get allowances. No, I didn't. I'm old. When I remember when women used to get allowances, and women at a certain time, they, on the weekend they went shopping. When now women shop every day, and then they sit back and talk about their economy. Stop buying shit. Like, rebrand your stuff. Take some of these shirts and old shirts and make them new and stuff like that. But don't feel like that that you're that don't feel like I had a brain freeze right there. Phone threw me out. Come on with that next one right quick.
Go ahead and get this off. Build peace, doesn't bring chaos, drama, or arrogance into the home. He brings calm. I think that probably kind of reflects on the woman.
And then you notice what it is. It keeps saying he, he. Um,
I
uh,
mean, we're talking about the man of the household,
no,
so
I'm
why wouldn't
saying
it?
no.
Do
I
you
understand
want it
that.
to be she?
No, I'm saying I thought the woman supposed to bring peace. Every time I watch a video and I hear men say, "Oh, we want peace," I think they want peace from their woman, not all this wow, 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 wow. You know what I'm saying? And women know they do that. They oh, I want to talk about the day. I want to talk about this. They want to talk about that. And they want to talk. And sometimes a man like, I'm finna watch the game. I'm finna play my game. I'm finna do this. I'm finna do that. And sometimes men just walk outside, walk in the garage, work on his car. That's how men start having a car garage, a man cave and things, because he was getting bombarded. If a woman, I heard if a woman just see a man resting, it irks her. Like normal women would see that man resting and try to wake him up. Hey, do this, or try to give him a chore or something to do. Run me to the store. Any goddamn thing, just great. Run to the store to get me this or this and that. Like you ain't got no car or something. I mean, it happens like that. Sound crazy, but it's really not. Come on with it.
Guys with wisdom offers advice, set boundaries, and teaches through example.
Yeah, I agree. Come on with it.
Can you be the man of the house and not be
Respect.
respected?
Uh
You can't be the man of the house and not be respected. You got to respect the man of the house.
yeah. And I done seen too many men that want to be the man of their house, but feel like they're being disrespected these days because I think the culture is so different. And just like you said, I don't think women want a man over them no more. So I think one thing about, this work, man working and this and that, sometimes I think now, um, this is looked at like uh, I don't even know if you can say prostitution or
Oh
something like.
my gosh.
No, but I'm saying it feels like some men feel like they got to have a favor for a favor or something like they can't even just come home and just I remember talking to somebody and they felt irked because their husband tried to rub on them or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was in the bed and he rubbed on me and I was like, huh?
Why would they even be discussing that part with you?
No, I'm just saying it was in the midst of a conversation with, and it's like sometimes like even women feel like they being uh disgusted by men or whatever, or or like, you know, sex or whatever, if they feel like a man don't know how to touch them right or rub them the exact right way or anything. And I just feel like a lot of this stuff is very different than the days before. You know what I'm saying?
Adrian said men sweep and cook. Okay, you have to grow continually. Understands being the man of the house isn't about power, but about growth, maturity, and accountability.
Mm, I agree with that. Um, I think a lot of men know or don't even come with the absolute power. I think even the word submission and stuff like that, women get it took out of character. Um, think it's like a boss around type thing or something, or like somebody ruling over them. You always listen to women and they feel like when somebody say submission, like, ugh, like they done slapped them or something. You know what I'm saying? I think submission is just believing in a guy that believing in his leadership, believing in if he tell you something, you can either bank on it or something. I think ooh, it's pouring down out there. Did you hear that too? It just started. Um Lord, but let me get to this. Come on with it.
Values family, make time for family connection, showing love through actions.
Um, um I think men in the past all had different things. I think men sacrifice for the family more than sometimes was all this making the time. I think that's a new thing that's here. I think because a lot of men was doing a lot of working back in the day, and a lot of them worked themselves to death. Um, and I think sometimes we don't realize how much work and stuff that men put out there, to do sometimes. What you think about that?
I agree. All right now.
Well, okay. Yep. Bam. I'm gonna read that one for us. Uh-oh. Yeah, you ready to change that time. You better change it.
What time you say? 8:45.
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
And then after next week, we're gonna try to get it down to, I don't know, maybe 8:30 or something. I don't know if I like 8 o'clock anymore.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We will see you guys on next Tuesday at 9 o'clock p.m.
That
All right.
There's a song dedicated to my boy Slugger that we lost too soon. It's dedicated to him and his brother that's watching the show and all that good stuff. Good night, good night, good night. And we do have rights to this music.
Hold it to your mic.
Can you hear it, though?
It's right there.
Hold on, let me turn it up a little bit. Can you hear it better now? Can you hear that better? Shouts out to Slim Slugger, one of the best rappers I ever heard.
Gone too soon.
I'm gonna find out how to put that thing back on the show.
It will be pretty easy.
Huh?
It'll be pretty easy.
Yeah.
Listen. Okay, what? Please. I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes. What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about?
Got him! Got him! Bye, Felicia.
Y'all fancy.
And like I said, like always, we'll see y'all here next Tuesday at what you said? 9 o'clock. And It was a nice show, and I appreciate everybody that chimed in. And we'll see y'all next time. And we up out of here. Peace out, Slim Slugger.
R.I.P.
Shouts out, Mr. Brooks. And we out of here.